I hope that you had a great holiday weekend. I know I did. I got to spend time with the family and spend time with the extended family. And so I'm excited. Super great weekend. Had a blast. So you guys come on in. You know how I like to do it. I like to spend time with you. So oftentimes when I'm out running errands, in between doing things, I get a little time to spend with you. And so that's what we're going to do today. Just for a few minutes. So again, I hope you guys had a great weekend, and I hope your week is off to a great start and ends well. And if you don't know me, I'm Shon-Jhon, aka the Middleman CEO, where I teach you how to build a business from your phone. And really, I teach you how to build a franchise because I've already built a successful middleman business. And so now I teach you guys how to build your own middleman business from your phone without having to leave your house, without doing any of the work. Want to learn how to do that? Put the word middleman in the comments. Get the invite to the free how to use your phone to make money. Because if you do not know how to use your phone to make, you are going to be left behind because you are going to be over leveraged by your paycheck, by your job, by your bills, by the cost of living. Everyone, including the bank, is going to be working against you. So you better learn how to take care of yourself, and that starts with positioning. But today we're going to talk about something else, something really cool. I was having a conversation the other day, and we were talking about some things, and a friend of mine, and we kind of started talking about like when we were poor, the poor things we said versus when you start to make a little money, your vocabulary starts to change. And I would go even further. I would say in order to start making more money, your vocabulary has to change because your vocabulary is going to be a result of how you think in your mindset. And if your mindset is jacked up, your vocabulary is going to be jacked up. So you're going to find yourself saying things that poor people say. And if you did not know that there's a such thing as a poor vocabulary, I'm here to tell you there's a such thing as a poor vocabulary, and you don't want to do it. You don't want to have that vocabulary because because of the law of polarity, you cannot have a poor vocabulary without having a rich vocabulary. So, for instance, really quickly, a poor person might say, with a poor mindset, they might say something along the lines of, I can't afford it. Whereas a rich mindset would say, it wouldn't say, I can't afford it. It would say, how can I afford it? See, the difference is when you say, I can't afford it, you shut your brain down. It's lazy and it doesn't work for you and try to figure stuff out. As opposed to if you say, how can I afford it? Then your brain is like, all right, which is a supercomputer, by the way. Your brain's going to be like, all right, check this out. I got some ideas. I got some stuff we could probably work on. I got a couple ideas. I'm going to throw them out there before you shoot them down. Just hear me out. Might be able to work some out. And so that's why when I see things I like, I don't go, man, I can't afford this $1 million house. I go, what can I do to afford this $1 million house? And that's going to help you to be creative and create some ideas. So I challenge you to stop saying that you can't and then start saying, how can I? So by the way, I'm working on my first live training to actually go on tour. I want to go on tour and I want to teach people how to build businesses from their phone. So the first city I'm looking at right now is probably Atlanta. I'm hoping for September, so hope this works out, where the students in Atlanta can come out, spend the day with me. And if you want to learn, if you're in Atlanta and you want to learn how to build your business in person, all you have to do is come to the event. And so soon, if I get everything set up, I'm going to be posting the link so that you guys can come out to the event. So that's going to be awesome. So again, we have vocabularies that limit us. We have vocabularies that hold us back. We have a vocabulary that can actually push us forward. So I encourage you to use the vocabulary that advances you towards success. And so in that conversation, we started talking about, what are some things that poor people always seem to talk about? It always seemed to be like a topic or of conversation, and the rich just don't talk about those things. And so remember, when I talk about the poor and the rich, I'm not talking about the amount of money in the bank, although that does matter. You can You cannot have millions of dollars in the bank and have a rich mindset. So I'm more than anything else, I'm talking about the importance of mindset. So when I talk about rich, I'm mainly talking about mindset. So by the way, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Smash a thumbs up if you get any value from any of the content on any of my videos. So, but typically, a couple things really quickly. You don't always hear the rich talk about certain things. You don't hear the rich talk about saving money. When was the last time you heard someone that has a rich mindset, or they're rich, talk about the need to save money, the need to have an emergency account, the need to have a rainy day account? You just don't hear it. Think about it. When was the last time you heard a rich person, and you don't have to answer it out loud, but when was the last time you had, and you can answer in the comments, when was the last time you heard a rich person talk about having a savings account, having an emergency account, having a rainy day account? When was the last time you heard that? I'm just saying. When was the last time you heard a rich person talk about the need to buy a house? I gotta buy a house. I gotta get this down payment. I gotta buy this house. When was the last time you heard that? In fact, I know a lot of rich people that rent. When was the last time you heard a rich person talk about, and I planned on giving you just 3, but I could give you so many. But when was the last time you heard a rich person talking about fixing their credit score? Did you know that when I say this, I got to say this disclaimer up front. I'm not telling you, but what I am telling you, your credit score is not as important as you think it is. It's only important for the middle class and the poor, because they need to see if you're capable of paying them back and if they can trust you. Whereas the rich, they're just going to bring in a financial, what do you call it? That ain't the name. I was going to call it a financial sheet. I can't even think of the name now, and I say it all the time. But they're just going to bring in their finances, right? A financial statement. That's what it is. The rich are just going to come in the bank with the financial statement. You're going to have to come in the bank with your credit score. They're going to look at your credit score. They're going to look at your history. They're going to examine all that. While they're doing that, they're going to beat your credit score up, and then going to stress you out because you feel like you got to have a credit score. And the rich, they don't talk about building credit scores. They don't talk about the need to have all of that. They're simply going to talk about the need to have a financial statement. So when they sit down with the banker to get a loan, they're going to present their financial statement. It's going to say, I have this asset. It produces this amount of cash flow. What can you give me based off this money that comes in? Right? They're never going to be like, but what's your credit score? No, they're going to look at, oh, you got cash flow. Oh, yes. Yeah, let's rock. Let's do something together. Whereas with the poor and the middle class, it's always going to come down to, what's your credit score? Can we trust you? How much are you making? Blah, blah, blah. Only to give you a certain amount of money, 10 grand, that you're going to go blow it buying dumb stuff anyway, taking vacations, buying TVs, buying cars, just stuff that's not going to make you money and keep you in eternal debt. You're going to be in an eternal debt cycle. Should do a video about that. But you're going to be in an eternal debt cycle and you can't get out because you don't know how to make money. I was talking to a friend today, and I was dropping the kids off at school, and I told her something, and she was like, do you have a book with this? Yes, I got a book, and best believe you can have the book's $25. How soon you want to get it? And I wrote a book about personal finance, and I was telling her, I was like, you could have 2 jobs today and still be struggling, paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. And she was like, you're right. And I was like, listen, people have to learn how to buy things. There's nothing wrong with buying things, but you got to learn that if you use your paycheck, it's a dead end, because you got to have that paycheck. I said, people are out there buying houses, stressing out about being able to afford a house. Just forget it. Don't buy houses if the only way you can pay for it is with a paycheck. Go create cash flow from an asset, let that grow, and then buy your house with the cash flow from the asset. That way you're free. That way you don't have to work for the rest of your life until you die, and you can have financial success. So again, these are all things that the poor and the middle class talk about, and the rich just don't talk about it. They don't talk about bank accounts and savings accounts. They don't talk about the need to buy a house and buy a new car. They don't talk about those things. They just don't. They don't talk about credit scores. That's the poor and the middle class. So I hope this video helps. If it does, if you got any value, smash the thumbs up. Otherwise, see you guys in the next video. And if you want to learn how to start a middleman business from your phone, book, deposit, dispatch, like students are doing now, then put middleman in the comments below, and I'll see you in the free live training coming up. Peace. Have a wonderful and blessed day, guys. Peace.